It's not the most powerful, it's not the flashiest. And yet, something about the Fujifilm X-E5 makes you want to pick it up, walk outside, and just shoot. But is that feeling worth the price or just nostalgia in disguise? We're AltBuzz, and we were the first to share X-E5 rumors back in September 2024. Now that it's finally here, we've spent weeks with this camera in real conditions. From crowded street markets to quiet coffee shops, from golden hour portraits to rain-soaked cityscapes. If you're new here, AltBuzz brings you honest, in-depth camera reviews from working photographers. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. We've got more real-world camera reviews coming your way. Today, we're answering the question that matters most. Is the X-E5 the perfect blend of retro soul and modern muscle? Or is it just another pretty face in an increasingly crowded mirrorless market? From the moment it rests in your hands, the X-E5 doesn't scream for attention. It whispers confidence. Retro curves, a machine top plate, and a body that feels more like an artist's tool than a machine. But form isn't always function. So where does that balance truly land? At just 445 grams, the X-E5 feels substantial enough to inspire confidence, but light enough to disappear on your shoulder during long shooting days. That machined aluminum top plate adds rigidity while maintaining that premium feel that separates it from plastic-bodied competitors. The redesigned grip has a subtle contour that fits naturally in your palm. During our street photography sessions, we found ourselves forgetting about the camera's presence, a rare quality in today's world of oversized bodies. The new front control lever lets you switch between crop modes instantly. Your 23mm lens becomes a 35mm equivalent with a simple flick. It's digital cropping, but with 40 megapixels, you've got plenty of resolution to spare. The film simulation dial sits proudly on the top plate, offering direct access to Fujifilm's legendary color science. No menu diving, no button combinations, just pure tactile control. We found ourselves experimenting with different film simulations throughout the day, something we rarely do when these settings are buried in menus. The tilting rear screen is adequate for street photography and waist-level shooting. The 2.36 million dot OLED EVF isn't the sharpest we've seen, but it has character. The classic display option removes digital clutter, giving you a clean, film-like shooting experience. Spec sheets say one thing, real-world moments say another. In a narrow alleyway at dusk, with movement, low light, and little room for error, this is where performance stops being a number and becomes a memory, either captured or missed. The X-E5's autofocus system locks onto subjects with surprising speed and accuracy using 425 phase detection points. But more importantly, it does so quietly. During street photography sessions, the near-silent autofocus allowed us to capture candid moments without drawing attention. The AI-based subject detection works reliably for people, animals, and vehicles. It correctly identified and tracked subjects in about 90% of our test scenarios, perfectly adequate for the X-E5's intended use cases. Battery life consistently achieved between 300 and 400 shots in real-world use, including heavy EVF use and occasional video recording. For a camera this size, that's impressive endurance. The X-Processor 5 handles 40 megapixel files with confidence. Buffer clearing is quick, and the camera rarely feels sluggish. The 7 stops of in-body image stabilization means you can shoot handheld in conditions that would have required a tripod with previous XE cameras. We consistently achieve sharp images at shutter speeds as slow as 1/8 of a second. 40 megapixels is a number, but what matters more is what that number lets you feel. The texture of cobblestones, the mist on glass, the glint of light in someone's eyes. With the X-E5, image quality becomes less about resolution and more about resonance. The X-Trans CMOS 5HR sensor delivers exceptional image quality that goes beyond mere pixel count. Colors have that distinctive Fujifilm character, rich, nuanced, and emotionally engaging. The film simulation modes aren't just filters, they're carefully crafted interpretations that can fundamentally change how you see and capture the world. We found ourselves gravitating toward classic chrome for street photography, across for dramatic black and white work, and Velvia for landscapes. Each simulation feels like shooting with a different film stock, complete with unique grain structures and color rendition. The sensor's dynamic range captures detail in both shadows and highlights that would have been lost in previous generations. We tested this during golden hour sessions, where contrast between bright skies and shadowed foregrounds can be challenging. The X-E5 handled these conditions gracefully. High ISO performance is clean and usable up to ISO 6400, with acceptable results up to ISO 12800. The noise character is film-like rather than digital, fitting the camera's aesthetic philosophy. Video quality is solid with 6.2K recording at 30 frames per second and 4K at 60 frames per second. The color science that makes Fujifilm's stills appealing translates well to video, though this isn't a camera for serious video work. This is where the truth surfaces. Not in labs, but in life. Street photography, travel, that quiet Sunday walk with a prime lens. Every alt-buzz photographer took this camera somewhere different. What they brought back tells you everything. Our team spent 3 weeks with the X-E5 in various scenarios. Sarah took it to Istanbul's Grand Bazaar, where the quiet operation and accurate autofocus allowed her to capture intimate moments without disturbing the natural flow. Marcus used it for a weekend in Tokyo, where the film simulation dial proved invaluable for quickly adapting to different lighting situations. Elena took the X-E5 on a portrait session in a small cafe. The tilting screen made it easy to compose shots from various angles, and the silent autofocus meant she could capture natural expressions without distraction. The digital crop lever became an unexpected favorite. Being able to instantly switch between focal lengths without changing lenses opened up new creative possibilities during street photography sessions. One consistent theme was how the X-E5 encouraged a more deliberate, thoughtful approach to photography. The tactile controls and overall shooting experience reminded us why we fell in love with photography in the first place. This isn't a camera that pushes you to shoot more. It encourages you to shoot better. There's beauty in honesty. And while the X-E5 gives you so much, that lightweight freedom, that cinematic color, it also leaves things on the table. No weather sealing, an EVF that lags behind. At this price, are we gaining freedom or trading compromise? The X-E5 excels in build quality. This feels like a camera that will age gracefully. The control layout is intuitive, and the tactile feedback from physical controls is satisfying in a way touchscreen interfaces can't match. Image quality is the camera's strongest asset. The combination of the 40-megapixel sensor, excellent color science, and thoughtful film simulations produces images with distinctive character that's immediately recognizable. The in-body image stabilization transforms the shooting experience, especially with older lenses. The autofocus strikes the right balance between speed and silence. However, the lack of weather sealing is a significant limitation for a camera at this price point. The EVF resolution feels dated compared to modern standards. Battery life, while adequate, isn't exceptional. You'll need spares for extended sessions. Video capabilities feel like an afterthought. If video is important to your workflow, there are better options available. Perhaps most controversially, the price feels high. At $1,899, the X-E5 sits uncomfortably close to the X-T50 and X-T5, both offering additional features. This isn't a review about specs, it's about spirit. The X-E5 is not here to win a race, it's here to make you feel again. But is that enough in a world of spec wars and hybrid shooters? For some, it might just be everything. The Fujifilm X-E5 represents something increasingly rare, a device designed primarily for the joy of photography, rather than the accumulation of features. It's a camera that prioritizes the shooting experience over the specification sheet. If you're a photographer who values tactile controls, distinctive image quality, and a shooting experience that encourages creativity over quantity, the X-E5 offers something genuinely special. For street photography, travel, and lifestyle shooting, it provides a compelling combination of portability, image quality, and character. However, if you prioritize weather sealing, advanced video capabilities, or maximum value for money, other options might serve you better. The X-T50 offers similar image quality with additional features at a lower price point. The X-E5 isn't the most practical camera, the most feature-rich camera, or the best value camera, but it might just be the most emotionally engaging camera we've tested this year. In a world of increasingly similar cameras, that distinction matters. For the right photographer, someone who values the craft of photography over the accumulation of features, the X-E5 represents a return to what makes photography special. It's not about capturing more images, it's about capturing better images. The question isn't whether the X-E5 is the best camera you can buy. The question is whether it's the right camera for how you want to photograph the world. For many photographers, the answer will be a resounding yes. This is Alt Buzz, and we'll see you in the next review. Until then, keep shooting, keep creating, and remember, the best camera is the one that makes you want to pick it up and use it. The X-E5 certainly does that.